Alright, what up? Today I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't feel bad for shaking things up, for going against the grain, and kind of shaking up the system a bit. I think a lot of people have this idea or this apprehensiveness to being who they really are because it goes against what the group says or the leader says, or it goes against what is socially accepted in that circle. And this could be your family, it could be your job, it could be the church, your church you're at, it could be any sort of agreement where there's multiple people involved and there's an agreed upon reality. Deep down within you, you may disagree with that surface reality that other people are abiding by. And it's hard to speak out against that. And it's difficult to go against that grain. But over time it eats at you when you don't say anything. And eventually it'll come out uncontrolled. And this is something that maybe other people don't deal with, but as far as myself, growing out of that, these things you learn as a child and you eventually have to grow out of them. And this is one of those for me, and it might be for you. So this is why you shouldn't feel bad about shaking things up, for interjecting into the system your own idea. And first of all, you got to ask yourself before you flesh out these ideas in front of people and say the truth. Ask where that is coming from. Ask where is this coming from that I'm going to be going against what everyone is saying. Is it true? Is what I'm saying true? Does it go against the truth? Or is it the truth? You're only serving the truth, or you're going to dismantle the truth. One or the other. First ask yourself that. Where is this coming from? Where is this idea coming from? And if your answer is yes, it's true, and it's coming from the deeper, innermost part of me, then say it. Live by it. That is the truth. If it doesn't contradict the truth, then it is the truth. And be confident in that, Some people are going to disagree with you, and you might disagree with people, but don't act like you agree with them just to keep the peace, just to keep the system going, the agreed upon things, No, let the system come crashing down if it needs to. I mean, you are who you are. And this is my point. You don't have control over who you are in your innermost self. You have no control over that. That innermost self was given to you by God. It's almost like a piece of God. He formed you in the womb. He made you who you are. And He gave you those desires and those intuitions and truths within you that you may have had since you were a kid. You don't have control over that. What you do have control over is what you decide to allow to come to the surface. And people will spend their whole lives avoiding who they truly are because it goes against the grain. It goes against the social conditioning, the subliminal messaging within social scenarios, social situations. It goes against those roles that you've been put in, those roles that you've had since a child that you may still carry, those roles in the workplace that you have, and this consistency. People want this consistency out of you. They want this ability to categorize you, put you in a place, in a box, to predict essentially what you're going to do. And to go against this, it's a little terrifying, it's a little frightening, but you have to. If you want to let this person who you've become come to the surface, or if you want to become the person who you truly are, who God made you to be, who He put in deep within you, you're gonna have to go against the grain, and you're gonna upset some people. But God put us here on earth for a reason. And God says, I know the plans I have for you, plans for you to prosper. Right? So within ourselves is this person who God made us to be, that is a part of himself. And by letting that come to the surface, just being yourself, you're gonna contradict some stuff. You're gonna go against the grain. And you might upset some people. But that's okay. That's okay. And the reason you shouldn't be upset about going against the grain and saying the truth is because God put that in you. In a sense, that's part of him. He wants it to come to the surface. He wants the truth to be known. He wants it to be made known amongst the world. So you shouldn't feel sorry for it. You shouldn't feel bad about it. And people always say, oh, the oneness of we need to, and the Bible talks about this, and New Age people talk about it. You know, spiritual people talk about the oneness, right? And I think the oneness, we can interpret it logically. There is a oneness amongst all of us, because who we are in our deepest, most truest self, we didn't decide that. You didn't decide who you are. What you feel and your convictions on the inside, you don't decide what those are. God put that in you, and he put that in everybody. So God is he's giving us a piece of his light into us. We all get a little piece of it. We didn't get to decide what our convictions are. We just get to decide what we allow to come to the surface. Anyway, in that sense that we're given this light, this piece of God, really, we're given his light. There is a oneness because we all have that same light. You know, we all see the light in each other's eyes. We all have a soul. We all are more than this flesh. There is a oneness. And by letting go of all of the identities that we've been given, that we've been assigned, that we've decided to accept, to avoid going against the grain, by letting go of all of that and letting your true self, that is a God-given thing, that God gave you this true self, by letting that come to the surface, you're allowing your most true self to rise. And that is what God gave you, and that's what his intent for you is to let go of all of the roles that society has assigned. You know, it says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This renewing of the mind is letting go of these identities and these roles that we've been given. You know, and people hold on to these roles and stay in addictions and in toxic relationships. And once you start letting go of these things, and you start to nurture the inner child, the true self, you're gonna go against the grain, and people are gonna be like, yo, you're not the same. You've changed. You know, you're different. And what they're really saying is you would say, when they say that, I don't support this version of you that you're becoming. The old version supported my own denial of my inner self, you know? Because when you let that rise to the surface, people are confronted with the idea of, have I let my own inner self come to the surface? And humans were tainted with sin, you know. We need God as our guiding light to bring out the light that he has put within us. We need him. Can't do it alone, but don't be afraid to shake up the system, you know, as long as you're not being sinful and you're coming from this place of wanting to find and expose the light within you. It's okay. Let it happen. You know, let it happen. Don't try to cause chaos, but if you disagree with someone and that's your deepest intuition, say it. Have a conversation about it, you know? It's okay. So be yourself, be raw, you know, talk to God, let him work it out with you, and don't be afraid to shake up the system a bit, guys. All right.